This video is part 2 of a 3-part video about the Pro Shops Tourney Special bait casting reel. In part 1 I showed how to replace the spool bearings with hybrid ceramic Boca bearings. In this video I'm gonna show how to replace the stock drag washer, which is a little piece of plastic with a real carbon drag washer, and in part 3 I'm gonna show you how to replace the anti-reverse bearing as well. If you spent $30 for bearings for this silly little reel, I recommend spending $2 more and getting the Carbontex carbon washers. And you don't need this particular grease, but this thing is also $3 and you can use it for forever. This is a grease that is applied only on drag washers. As you can see, it's a little bit different from the other grease. Here is, see this thing, this piece of paper? This is the original drag washer that I removed. That's it. And it sticks, and then when it starts to work, it sounds squeaky on this reel. So the replacement of the drag washer is more difficult than replacing all 3 of the bearings. So, but it's cheaper, so I really recommend doing it. It's still not difficult. Remove, so let's just do it. Remove this little guy, this thing from here, this nut, okay, remove the handle, and then just start spinning this, okay. Spin until it comes out all the way. Now there is a whole stack of washers here, maybe 5 or 6 washers. It is good to pull them all at once. Pull them all at once and put them down as a one single thing, not as different pieces. And then you're gonna put them back as one single thing. Because the order of these washers makes a difference. Something that I learned the hard way. So I'm pulling all of them out as one thing. No more washers. And I'm putting them down here. Okay? Then I'm gonna grab the whole thing and I'm gonna put them back when I'm done. Now there's 4 little screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. And by the way, I already replaced the drag on the other reel. And you're gonna love that new drag. Maybe it's even more pleasant than the bearings. The bearings cast far, but they're kind of loud. Well, at least the ABEC 7s are loud. I don't know if the ABEC 5s are loud, but the 7s are. But the new drag is so smooth and it doesn't seize. It's just a pleasure to fight fish when you have good drag. That's the small one. I'm gonna put it a little bit further away. Come on. Okay, so that's it. This guy will now come out. Nothing to fear, nothing will jump like on some other reels. Where is the drag washer? Under this metal washer. The metal washer. Okay. Here's the original washer. Notice here that the gears are actually cut for a wider washer than the one that comes stock. That's why when I ordered the washers, I intentionally ordered one with the same outer diameter but lower, smaller inner diameter. Dry paper. It's horrible. So let's remove the dry paper. Okay. This piece of thing. Okay. Now let's get the good washer and grease it just a little bit. Okay. Here you can see the difference of the inner diameter. The carbon one is with much smaller inner diameter to perfectly fit in the gears. But before we put it in, let's just grease it gently. That's a well-greased washer. See how dirty that is? I'll get a Q-tip and some alcohol and just wipe it clean. That's all I'm gonna do. See how dirty it is? Now let's check the fit of our new washer. Look at this. It fits perfect. It fits better than the original. Original is too thin, it was only on the surface. See how much thicker this is? And one more thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put a little bit of grease on the gear here. But not cow's grease. People recommend cow's grease. I don't like it. I cannot feel it. It doesn't make anything smoother. So I'm gonna just put some regular synthetic grease there. That's a little bit thicker. See this grease? Thick, like honey. This one will stay on the gears and protect them. And also when you spin, it creates for a smoother feeling, but you cannot put too much. But even if you put, it's okay. The most important thing is when you put grease, not to touch your bearings. But my bearings are way, like, this cannot touch my bearings. Yeah. Even that's enough. Now, let's put it back together. That's it. So easy. Then the fourth. You have to grab the whole thing. Nothing left. And wiggle them down. That was it. Keep spinning until you hear it click. Okay. Then this. Then the cap. Okay. And you tighten. Not too much. And then you put the other two things. And then we put the spool back in. Okay. And then the brake plate. Oh yeah. Let's try the drag. Can you hear the drag? So smooth. Drag is so smooth.